Alright guys, today's lesson we're going to talk about factoring quadratic equations. Let me go ahead and write down the factored form of a quadratic equation. We'll put it right underneath here. Let's say we have x plus m times x minus n equals 0. That's factored form. And the purpose of factoring quadratics is to find the x-intercepts. Okay, x-intercepts are also known as zeros, roots, and solutions. And below this you can see where I illustrated a parabola on the xy coordinate plane. And we're finding these points where they cross, intercept the x-axis. So let's look at a couple examples, and we'll go from there. Alright, so example 1. We have x minus 3 times x plus 4 equals 0. Guys, since it's already in factored form, and we want to set it equal to 0, okay, which in this case it is, I can set each factor, x minus 3 equals 0. And then I'm going to set this factor, x plus 4 equals 0. Then all I have to do is solve for x. So, box and line it. Do opposite. Okay, so x equals 3. And then x equals negative 4. So in this case, if we look back at this example, we could say that this parabola crosses at negative 4 here and positive 3 here. That's what we're trying to find. Okay? Now it's easy when it's already kind of factored for you. Let's take something that is in this form. Now this quadratic equation takes the form of standard form. And you want it still to be set equal to 0. Now in standard form, it has to take on the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. I'm going to label my a, which is 1. I want a to be 1. That way I can factor. It's easy to factor when a is 1. B is negative 2. And c is negative 8. Now, what I'm going to do is try to come up with two numbers, two integers, that when I multiply them gives me c. So I need to think of factors of negative 8. And when I add them together, it gives me b, which b in this case is negative 2. So all I'm doing is I'm factoring this quadratic equation that's already written in standard form. Now, I'm going to take two numbers off the top of my head, 2 and 4. I know 2 times 4 is 8. But in this case, we're looking for negative 8. Well, one of these numbers has to be negative. And the way to determine that is by looking at b. I know I can get something negative 2 out of 2 and adding 2 and 4 together. We'll say 4 is negative. If I took 2 plus negative 4, that gives me negative 2. That makes a true statement. Boom. If I make 4 negative here, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Boom. Okay? From there, I have my factors of negative 8. And remember, we're trying to put it in factored form. So I'm going to write it as x. This is positive 2. So I'm going to write x plus 2 times x minus 4. Both of my factors, and set them equal to 0. Now all I got to do is set each factor equal to 0, so I'll do that right here. X plus 2 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0. We're finding where this crosses the x-axis. Cancel out. X equals negative 2. Oh, poo. Okay, and then add 4 to both sides. And I get x equals positive 4. All right? All right, guys. I will see you later.